the lineup card for today here at Citi Field. Today's game is a day game. It's a 110 game here at Citi. We got the Washington Nationals versus the New York Mets in today's matchup. We got Kodai Senga on the mound for today, and the Wash for the Washington Nationals. Oh, and for the Washington Nationals game, we got Michael Sorka on the mound. Today, we normally always show our lineup cards because of we ended up getting a little bit later than expected here in the stream. We'll have everything that we talked about in today's game in our article on our website, so you guys could go and check that out. It will be on our website at MetsXMFanZone.org if you want to get the betting tips for today's game. But we'll talk about it here in our live stream. So on our scheduled program here at 12 o'clock. Right now it's 11:30, so we'll start a little bit earlier than expected, but we will answer questions within the 10 minutes. We'll start our live show at 11:50 for today's game. We ended up getting here really, really fast today. Here at Citi, the traffic wasn't too terrible. So if you are chiming on in to Citi Field in today's matchup, it's going to be a hot one. So sit back, relax, get your water cups out. I mean, we are now finally, which, see if I can show it up on the stream here, got all of our Met tumblers out. This is a nice one. It is done by SPM Apparels, which is sponsoring our show today. So if you guys would like to get one of these nice tumblers, they are on our Etsy shop. They're on our Facebook shop. They're on our Instagram shop. They're on our Macari shop too, as well. And you guys can get one of these bad boys on our show today. And also we are going to be having it on our TikTok shop as well. So we'll answer all the questions that you guys have. All of our moderators are not with us today, so which is okay because I will answer questions that you guys might have. I'll try to. So all of our moderators are not available, and one of my producers are not here too today. So I'm basically going to be winging this tonight. So we will basically just basically wing it. So if you guys got questions, put it in the comment section down below. Let's get your love and support. Show us all those hearts. Show us all those subscribes. Make sure that you guys subscribe because we give you everything New York Mets. We give you all of your live streams, which I break down the lineup card. I give you guys all the analysis of the game. And I also give you my betting predictions and tips on how to bet in today's game. So if you are looking to bet for today's game, apparently, what's going on here? If you are looking to bet in today's game, I am going to break down the lineup card and how to bet in this matchup. But also to keep everybody in mind that everything that I talk on the show is for educational purposes only. So if you are taking some of the betting predictions that I suggest or in the stream, just so you guys know, it is for educational purposes only. And we got Leroy that says, let's go Yankees. All right. Sure, why not? Let's go Yankees. Why not? You guys are not in our division. I'm not mad at you. You guys are playing some really good baseball. Why not support our other New York teams? Even though we're not, we're supposed to hate you. No, we hate you. Let's go Mets. Nah, but seriously, in a friendly fan voice, wish the Yankees well. Because I honestly would like to see a Met and Yankee World Series. So keep up the winning streak going, and like to see the Mets and Yankees Subway Series, World Series in 2025. So I am predicting this one. I actually put the bets. My bets for two teams actually this year was the Yankees and the Mets, and I would win $15,000 if at $25, which I think was insane. So if you guys got questions, put it in the comment section down below. Well, I mean, to be fair, I think both teams could really do it. I think the Yankees and the Mets should have won last year. That should have been a Yankee Met thing. It really should have. But of course, the Dodgers got it. Be right there as usual. But you know what? Listen, Dodgers are a good team too. But I do feel like the Dodgers kind of bought it. But you know what? If you think about it, think of the terminology on how we all look at it this way. You bought a World Series. Isn't that what every team should be doing? Buy a World Series? Just think of it that way. Shouldn't every team buy? You know, you should pay into your team. If you don't pay into your team, how are you ever going to win? Which is, you know, it's true. In a way, it's true. Messing up the mic here. I don't want to live in LA. I love Florida. Florida's my go-to spot. I think if I wanted to live in LA, believe me, I would live in LA. My father lived in LA. I don't like living in LA. LA is just an evil fucking place. Sorry, pardon my French, but I hate LA. Georgia. Been to Georgia. Love it. It's so nice there. It really is. Georgia is so nice. I know a lot of people from New York that went to Georgia. Uh, we are going to take some of your questions. So we are live on all social media platforms. And of course, some of the chats don't want to show up. Why are all my chats not showing up? Looks like we're having some technical difficulties here. For some odd reason, my chats don't want to show up. Somebody on Instagram said, I would want to buy your shirt. Actually, to be fair, we do have our shirts on our shop on our website. Which is MetsXMFanZone.org, just so everybody knows. If you are looking to get tonight's game, Mets versus the Washington Nationals, this is the last game of the series. We need a sweep here. This game starts at 1:10. If you are looking for an alternative stream, if you're looking to see today's game on your devices, because everybody will be working. Well, majority of us will be working. I know I'll be working, but if you are working and you can't get today's game, Mets XM Fan Zone is the place to go. Next month, just so everybody knows, we are going to be offering a 2 months on our website. We're now going to be doing a bundle 2 month on our website for $25.99. It's a whole 2 month live stream. We are giving it to selective members, but it is a great offer. You guys go and check it out. It will be on our website, but however, we do give our plans for $12.99, and we give you all of our live shows. We give you all of our podcast shows. You guys can we boost you up into the chat. So like all of our members that are paid members will be get boosted into our chats, and we'll be able to answer any questions as well as with our TikTok shop. So I'll answer any I'll answer anybody that wants questions on the betting side of things. And I know we get so many of you guys that ask, overs and unders, what I should do. And if you will like for me to answer any of your betting related questions, I'll be able to do that when you become a subscriber. So make sure that you subscribe on all of our platforms on that. So we are now gonna go live. My girl is telling me that time for us to go live. Okay, so if you want to see today's game, New York Mets, we're going to be talking today's game lineup. We got the New York Mets versus the Washington Nationals. We got Michael Sorka on the mound for the Washington Nats. And then for the New York Mets, we got Kodai Senga on the mound for the New York Mets. I was able to go down on field level, and I happened to see Senga in the bullpen. He was throwing. Looked very positive. I like what I'm seeing so far from him, especially with what he's been throwing so far this season. I mean, he's got the lowest ERA in all of Major League Baseball at 1.60. I mean, what can you say out of Kodai Senga? Everything that a pitcher should be doing. And I think Kodai Senga is hands down a great starter, and he is our starter in that bullpen. Now, last night, David Peterson did a 9-inning shutout. That was amazing. That was such a display to watch. Loved on what we saw out of him yesterday. His slider was so on yesterday. Not only was his slider, everything that he touched turned to gold last night. I mean, it was a really good display of seeing some really good versatility coming out of him. He was able to land all of his pitches. He got some really good execution at bats there. Strikeouts was pretty good. I mean, he had 8 strikeouts last night. And what more can you ask from a pitcher that's just having a phenomenal year? And that's David Peterson. I mean, hands down, was a performance to watch. So if you did watch yesterday's game, that was incredible to watch. But today, now we got one of our best pitchers on the mound, and that's Kodai Senga in this one. So again, if you are looking to get my game card, it will be on the website. We're going to touch a little bit now on the game today. Now, if you are going to be betting on FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, Bet360, just so you guys know that everything that I talk about in today's stream is for educational purposes only. So if you are taking my suggestions or picks that I'm going to be selecting in this one, again, it is cautious to you. So we're not endorsing any wins or losses. We're just giving you some of my predictions for today's game. So if you are betting, it is a risk to you if you're taking some of our parlays or bets for this matchup. So again, it is for educational purposes only. So now we're going to go and touch up on the lineup card. I'm going to read both teams and give you my top 3 predictions for both of them. We're going to start with pitching, and then we'll go with the lineup. We'll go with both of the lineup cards today. But before we do that, if you guys are here at the stadium, great to have you. But if you're at home and you are looking for an alternative way to see today's game, guys, got to go and check MetsXMFanZone.org. It is your ultimate Mets fan hub of live streams. You can watch all of our latest podcast shows on there too. And also, you can catch all of our latest articles, which I write all the time. I love writing, but I've been doing it for almost 15 years already. I was a ghostwriter for MLB. Well, still am. I'm a ghostwriter for MLB, and I was a ghostwriter for the New York Mets for a very long time, and now stepped out of that light and now on the social media scene. So, if you guys, uh, that's a little of some information on me. So let's go and touch up on today's scorecard. Again, we are going to give you everything in this matchup on our website, so you guys could go on and read our latest betting odds and tips and predictions in this one in our latest article on our website by going to MetsXMFanZone.org. So let's go into the lineup card for this one. Again, today's game is at 110. We're here at Citi Field. So let's touch up on the lineup card. Now, if you are chiming in and you miss something, you can write it in, and I'll go back and I'll say whatever anybody wants me to say. But again, it is on the website, so you don't have to worry about missing something because it's on there. All right, so let's go ahead with the lineup card for today. So, what are we gonna put in this one? Now we got Kodai Senga on the mound. He's 6-3 with a 1.59 ERA. So I was wrong. I said 1.60. 1.59 ERA with 65 strikeouts. Michael Sakura he's 3-3 with a 4.86 ERA, and he's got 35 strikeouts. So what are we going to see in this matchup? Now, I am going to say with today's game, in today's game, it's going to be a toughie. Do I think there's going to be a lot of scoring in this matchup? It very well could be, but this is going to come down to a pitching duel. I do think that whatever pitcher tends to be really on is going to have a good game in this one. But whoever is off, which I'm going to go with Sorka. I was looking at his stats against a bunch of our starters. This could get rocky. So I am going to go with Kodai Senga to give me 6+ innings in today. I do think that the Mets are not going to have him go out very long. I know we're talking with Carlos Mendoza before I came up in the studio at Citi here in our suite on what I asked him. Are you gonna pull him out a little early, or are you gonna go with your bullpen today? What is it looking like for our bullpen for today's game? And he said the one thing that he wants to do is probably not pull Kodai Senga out so early. Maybe he wants him to go a little bit longer because he gets 6 days of rest. So we want him to go out and pitch a little bit longer in today's game. But Mendoza did say that Kodai Senga could be available to go a little bit longer, but also said that Stanek and Edwin Diaz could both be available, but he was bent on Rosenbaum. He would like to have Rosenbaum probably close out for today's game and have Stanek in there and kind of sit down a little bit of Reed and Edwin Diaz. So that could probably be of a possibility of them not pitching today, but the Mets want to go for the sweep here. So I'm going to suggest that they might bring in Edwin Diaz. He said it is a possibility that Diaz could be pitching and be available for today's game. So if you are going to bet in this one, and if you're going to go with the bullpen, put it at a possibility that Edwin Diaz and Rosenbaum are both going to be in for today's matchup. So hold off on that before you make an official bet on today's game. Now, what's my prediction for Senga? Now, I'm going to say Senga to go 7+ innings. I do think he might go a little longer, which I said before. Now, in strikeout ratios, we know on how good he is with the strikeouts. He tends to give you an average at 8 strikeouts per game. But today's game, again, it's going to be a little bit warm out there. So I'm kind of see there's going to probably be a little bit challenge for Senga. on how he's going to pitch in this one. Is he going to feel good, or what? Or is he going to feel a little fatigued? How are we going to play this one? So I do think Kodai Senga is going to go at least 8Ks. I don't think he's going to go over that. I think, again, his all-time high in strikeout ratio per game is at 6 plus. I do think Kodai Senga could give me 8 strikeouts in this game. So how I'm gonna play it is Kodai Senga to go at 8 plus strikeouts for this one. Now, if you go on the game, I would suggest if you're going to bet it on a straight leg, if you're going to bet it on a straight leg parlay, that go on Senga with the strikeouts, and then go from the strikeouts to the winning pitching, and then to go with 7 plus innings. Now let's go with Michael Soroka. He is on the mound against the New York Mets today. There are top players that have hit well against him, and that is Juan Soto. Juan Soto has 2 home runs with 3 RBIs. He's going to be very interesting to see in today's matchup. Again, going with Senga in this one against Soroka with the prediction of Juan Soto. This is going to be very tempting. I'm very interested in seeing on how this plays out, on what type of pitch selection they're going to go against Juan Soto. I would probably go a little bit outside with the cutter, because Soroka does throw very well with the curveball against Soto, but he's also had eight plate appearances, so he could, in this matchup, have probably good impression on the first at bat, but maybe in the second at bat that could be very challenging, which I think Soto could very well put up some numbers in today's game. So if they are going to go in any sort of bet capacity here, is Juan Soto to definitely give me some runs in this one. But against Soroka is probably going to be very selective in regards to his pitching against our top stars in this one, because we got Pete Alonso, Marte, and Juan Soto, and these are the guys that hit very well against Soroka in their careers. So this could be very interesting on how he pitches to them in this one. So how am I gonna analyze this one today? I'm gonna go with Soroka to give me 6 plus innings. Again, I don't think he's gonna go over that. I think he just might have the modified run productions, and also I do think he's gonna give up a lot of runs in today's game and a lot of hits. So if his game is on, he might very well have some good executions. But again, he's a guy that you need to watch out for, especially if you're going on the betting realms here. I'm going to stay clear on him on strikeouts. Be careful on how you do the strikeouts with Soroka. I don't think he's going to go over. He's a guy that you need to watch just a little bit closely. And from what I've seen the last time he pitched against the New York Mets, he was all over the strike zone. His command wasn't on. So if that's the case, Michael Soroka to go at 6 plus, going at 6 innings, not 6 plus. Go with that 6 innings, and then at 6 strikeouts. So I don't see him going over that the strikeout ratio, but he could again, if he goes all over the place around that strike zone, around the target, I don't think he's going to have a very successful game. And if his curveball is off, watch out. The Mets could hit off that. So I'm going to go with today at 6 strikeouts. So now let's go with tonight's lineup card. in this matchup. And we got the Washington Nationals versus the Mets. And leading off, playing shortstop is C.J. Abrams. Batting second and playing left field is James Wood. We got batting third, playing second base is Luis Garcia Jr. Batting third, playing first base is Nathaniel Lowe. Then we got batting fifth and DHing is Josh Bell. Then we got batting sixth, playing right field is Alex Cole. Then we got batting seventh and playing third base is Jose Tina. Then we got batting eighth and catching is Gilbert Ruiz. And then batting ninth, playing center field is Robert Hassall III. And that's the Washington lineup. Now let's go with your 2025 New York Mets. Leading off and playing shortstop is Francisco Lindor. Batting second and playing left field is Brandon Nimmo. Batting third, playing right field is Juan Soto. Batting fourth, playing first base is Pete Alonso. Batting fifth, playing second base is Jeff McNeil. Then we got batting sixth and DHing is Sterling Marte. Then we got batting seventh and playing third base is Brett Beatty. Then we got batting eighth, playing center field is Tyrone Taylor. And then batting ninth and catching is Francisco Alvarez. And that is the lineup card for today's game. Whew, that's a lot to take in, isn't it? All right. So let's go with my top three picks. We're going to go with the total scores. We're going to go with the total runs. We're going to go with the total points. I'm going to tell you guys on how to do this one in this matchup. Now, if you are going to bet in this game, if you are doing so, just so you guys know, everything in this live stream today is for educational purposes only. I am not in any sort of way telling you guys to bet on this. It's just my top predictions and my analysis on how I would bet in this one. But if you take it, again, it is for educational purposes only, and that we are not in any sort of way claiming any wins or losses through us. So, again, here at MetsXMFanZone Enterprise and Orange Blue Media, we are not going to be doing and taking anybody's winnings or losses. And it's not official. All right, so let's go into my top three picks for this one. Again, if you are betting on FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, Bet360, here's all the points, all the top selections that I am suggesting. Again, you can take it at your willing, but I am going to teach you a strategy that 9 times out of 10 works very well for a lot of people. We get so many people that hit me up and say, your strategy works pretty well. But, obviously I'm not going to take whoever I suggest. But a lot of people say that the strategy worked out well. Because if you are betting on mixed parlays, I'm just educating everybody. Mixed parlays, 9 times out of 10 does not work out. And you'll always get one out of that parlay that don't work because the house of those apps want you to lose. They don't want you to win on them. So with that being said, they want you to lose on mixed parlays. And any suggestions that they pick is for the house, not for you. They don't want you to win. They don't want you to win on those parlays. So in that case, they'll have those selections and take those picks, and it won't work in your favor. But I am gonna tell you guys a strategy on how to do it and how to do it in this one. So if you are going to bet on a player these are my top predictions that I would see in this one. Now, I'm going to go first with the Washington Nationals because I know a lot of you guys hate when I do so, hate talking about the Nationals. But if you are, we have a big wide audience now, so a lot of you guys who watch the show are from other teams, and I think that's pretty cool because you guys can hear from two different perspectives. Coming from a Mets fan, I am a Mets fan, and I come from a Mets fan perspective, but say for argument's sake, you're watching the show and you're a Nationals fan. So I want to give you both sides of the coin and give you a strategy that would work for you. So here is what I'm going to do. We're going to start with the Washington Nationals. And again, and then after that, we'll start with the New York Mets and give you my top predictions in this one. But before we do that, again, everything that you hear on the show is for educational purposes only. So if you are betting, please bet cautiously. And also, if you're a big-time gambler and you are betting all the time and going crazy, please get some help. Get help if you're betting all the time. And plus, give yourself a limit. Go on the app, put a limit on there so you're not going crazy. But I will suggest a parlays. I'll give you guys on what the betting values will look like if you bet on these, or again, take selections that I put in this matchup. So please, again, if you are betting, please bet cautiously. All right, so let's go into the game card for this one. Now, again, I go with my top 3 picks for both teams, and let's start with my number 1 pick would be C.J. Abrams. Now, C.J. Abrams in the last 2 games has been hitting very well against us. A guy that I think is a little bit of a gnat, in my opinion. You know, he's just a little bug that doesn't go away. This guy always hitting, always giving up some doubles, home runs here. In the last 2 games, he has 3 home runs. So how if I'm a Nationals fan, what would I suggest? Now I would suggest going with 1 home run in this game. Again, Kodai Senga, when Kodai Senga is not on point with his pitches, he tends to give up home runs. If it's not hits, a lot of the times he's not giving up too many hits, but when he's in trouble, the home runs tend to creep up on him. So how I would suggest this in today's game is for Kodai Senga to give me CJ Abrams for 1 home run. Now, when you bet on these, just so everybody knows, bet it on player parlays. Don't go out of the realm of that parlay on that player. That's the strategy here. Bet on the player, go straight down the line. Don't mix it up. Don't go with another player. Don't go with a team in there. Go strictly down the line. Go on alternative spreads. The best way to go with it is going on alternative spreads on a lot of these bets because that's where your high value is. And plus, if you stick with whatever suggestions that they do give, I do recommend then putting that into a parlay. Just take it out and just go on the drop down menu and just select it because you want to be able to keep it in one sort of set, especially if you're going to bet on players. But if you're not going to bet on players and you're just going to go with, some selections, I would suggest in going down the line. I know kind of people get a little confused because I get so many people that ask me, why would you do that? But you want to go, so say for argument's sake, you're going to go with RBIs, and argument's sake, you're going to go with different teams. If you're going to go with RBI, if you're going to go, actually no, I won't say RBIs. You won't, yeah. If you're going to go with an RBI on a player, go straight down the line and go with every team. Like, say for argument's sake, if you're going to go with Pittsburgh or Chicago or St. Louis or something like that, you want to have it within a 5-leg parlay. So if you're going to go with RBIs for, same for Strode or Paul Goldschmidt, Pete Alonso, um, 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 oh, drawing a blank, uh, Hudson, um, Aaron Judd. You want to stick with the same position players straight down the line. That's kind of how you want to go with it. You want to go straight down the line on all the players in that category. So if you bet, that's how you bet. You want to bet it down the line. Okay, so now let's go in today's game. Well, the one that asked you to be here, pal. Okay, so let's go with my second player in this one, and that would be Josh Bell. Uh, so again, with CJ Abrams, if you're gonna bet, actually, I didn't go with the whole thing. So if you're gonna bet on CJ Abrams, go with home runs, go with one home run, go with one RBI, no walks, one double, and go with zero stolen bases. Zero stolen bases. Then, if you're gonna go with Josh Bell, go with one home run, two walks. I'm sorry, no. You go with two RBIs, one walk, two doubles, one stolen base, because obviously Josh Bell likes to run around the base pad. So if he gets on, uh, Kodai Senga is not very good coming off on the mounds when it comes to getting guys at first base. So he probably might be a little, off the base pads. So I would say Josh Bell to probably get on and maybe miss. So that could be something to watch out for. Then uh, where I would go now, of course, watch out for the walks. The RBIs, he does tend to give a lot of RBIs when he gets hit. So I would go with two RBIs. Now, who would be my third pick in this one, and that would be Jose Tina. Jose Tina does tend to give a lot of hits too, so he is a guy that you want to watch out for also. But again, if you are betting from the national side of things, this is how I would go with. I would go with zero home runs, but I would go with one RBI. If he gets on, a lot of the times he does get on. He has a average at 266, so he could very well get on at times. Then I wouldn't go with any. I wouldn't go with any walks. He's not really much of a walk type of hitter, so I would go with zero walks. I would go with one double and no stolen bases. All right, thank you. All right, now, and that would be my third pick for tonight's game too. So again, if you are betting, bet down the line on these parlays, and I would go with the selected players. So now let's go with the New York Mets in this lineup for tonight. Now, my top number one pick now against Sorka, Brandon Nimmo has been very successful against him, and also Juan Soto. So how am I going to go and look at this one in today's game? I'm going to go with Juan Soto to have a game. I know a lot. I know with against the Washington Nationals, Juan Soto has been successful when he hasn't been with them. He's gotten a couple of home runs. He's gotten 6 home runs against the Washington Nationals, and in this series, he's gotten 2. So I am very interested in seeing on how pitch selection against Juan Soto in this game. I am going to actually go with Juan Soto to give me 2 home runs today. I think his bat is starting to really heat up, and he has been hitting very good from the right side of the plate. Sorka tends to, when he's not on and his command is a little off, he likes to throw a little bit outside, which again is right around Juan Soto's wheelhouse. So how I would project this one is for, again, Juan Soto to give me 1 home run in today's game. So I would go with Juan Soto with 1 home run today. One RB, I'm sorry, not 1 home run, 2 home runs, going with at 2 RBIs. So there probably would be solo shots, but I mean that's if anybody gets on. That's kind of on how I would project it to be. If a player's on, then maybe. But I do feel in today's matchup that Juan Soto is going to hit solo shots, so that's why I'm selecting to have 2 RBIs in today's matchup. Then with Soto, so I have it at 2 RBIs. Now we're going to go with 1 walk. Now, again, if it tends to be that he gets on, if he hits those home runs, he has been very good and have been very patient at the plate. He has the most walks in the league. And so what am I going to see? Could he have walked? I do think that he can have a walk sometime in today's game. So if you are going to bet for Juan Soto with walks, I would go with 1. And then a possible of 1 double. I don't think Juan Soto is going to get any stolen bases in today's matchup. Okay, now let's go with my number 3 pick in today's game, and that would be Sterling Marte. Now, Sterling Marte against this pitcher has a career high of 2 home runs, and he's got 3 RBIs with 1 walk and 1 double. Now, how I would select it for this one, I would go also to is 1 home run as well. I would definitely not only go with 1, I would go with 3 RBIs, 0 walks, 2 doubles, 1 stolen base. He does. Hey, what's up, buddy? He does very well around the base pads. He not only does he give you a lot of walks too, especially because he does become very patient at the plate also, but he also has his run production is at 2. So how am I honestly going to determine this one is with the walks and the doubles and the home runs. I do tend to see Sterling Marte being a big key factor in today's game. And with Juan Soto and Pete Alonso and Sterling Marte, those are guys that you're going to have to watch out for. So I do think that with this matchup, it could be very effective going from the right side of the plate a lot, because if you look at this pitcher, they're both righties, but if Sorka doesn't have it today, the Mets are going to really, really rock him. So I am going to look at a lot of run production in this one. So again, with Sterling Marte, those are my top selections that I would go with Marte in today's matchup. All right, so now let's go with total hits, total points, and then we're going to go with the over and under. Now, if you are going to go with total hits, this one again could be a very good hit and matchup. Doesn't mean there's going to be a lot of scoring, but they can tend to hit. Now, Skorka is a guy that you got to watch out for at times. He's a guy that likes to pitch around the strike zone. Commanding sometimes doesn't work a lot, but he can give up a lot of runs. So with the Mets and total with the Washington Nationals, I do think for both teams, total could give me 21 hits total for this one. So now if you are betting, now same frequency, you're going into the app and see the points, the money line, and over and under. you want to go with the New York Mets tonight on the money line. Because you got to remember something too. Now we're going on a sweep. Could the Mets have a sweep in tonight's game? That is like a little bit of a 50-50, but all the experts are saying the Mets might win this. And I'm sticking with the experts. I do think that the Mets are going to win this matchup. So go with the money line, and you make more money on the money line on this one as opposed to going on the points. The reason being, if you're going on the points, then you're going basically against the Mets. The Mets are considered the favorite in this one, so the Washington Nationals are not at all. They're not considered the favorite, and the Mets are. So if you are going to go on the points, that's very risky. I don't suggest going on the points. I do suggest you going on the money line. That's where you want to go. You don't want to go on the points. You want to protect your ass, especially if you're betting on other teams today. I would suggest. Now, if you're betting on other teams, go straight down the line on that. People are like, I can't follow you. But follow me. You got to go down the line on everything. Don't mix parlays. I don't understand why people do mixed parlays. You don't win on them. You don't, unless it's a long shot. You're going with all underdogs and they all win somehow. That you got to be careful for. So I would suggest the Mets on the money line, not the points. So, but I mean, if you want to make money, that you want to go on the points. You kind of want to take away and go to the Washington Nationals as opposed to giving me the points. But I mean, I wouldn't do that. I would just go take it a sure bet, go with the Mets on the money line. Now, where are we going to go with the over and unders? Are the Mets going to go over 8? Every app that you look at has today's game at 8 points. I'm going over that. I do think that the Mets are going to have some points in today's game. Probably go at maybe, I would say, possible 10 runs for the Mets. I do think that our hit and shoes are going to be on today. So I'm going well over 8, but you kind of want to go with that's overall. So it's going with Mets and also with Nationals. So if I am actually going to go with a total of over 8 today, I would take the over. Don't go on the under unless the Mets are not hitting either. Which, I thought yesterday the Mets weren't going to put hitting shoes on, but they ended up winning. And that game looked really good. And plus, our pitching was really spot on last night with David Peterson. So I was actually really shocked that David Peterson went for the shutout, which that was impressive. It really was impressive. I think that, what David Peterson did yesterday, you don't see it very much in baseball anymore. You don't see shutouts so much. And I think that Mendoza really kind of made the bullpen relax a little bit. They didn't go out and pitch, and very well rested. So now in today's game, the bullpen could probably be used. And now that they reset it and whatnot, but it could very well look like that in this matchup that the Mets could really pull something off in this one. So I am going to go with the Mets on the money line. So what are we going to go as the final in this matchup? Now, again, if you're going on bets tonight's game, again, just so you guys know, everything that you heard in tonight's show is for educational purposes only. If you're taking some of the bets or any suggestions that I picked out and predicted in this one, again, it's for your reference. You could reference it in somehow, but again, we are not held responsible for wins and losses. So if you are betting and if you win, great. But if you lose, we are not held responsible. So I don't suggest people taking my bets, but I mean, if you enjoyed the suggestions and hearing on what I have to say in this matchup, great. It's awesome that you are listening and watching here in the show. So let's go with final score, and then we're going to close it out. We'll answer a few questions before we close out in today's stream. But before you guys do that and want to see today's game live, it is at 110, Nationals versus the Mets. And you can select our promo code right here down below. Well, not promo code, our QR code, which could take you to the website. So let's go with my final score for this one. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll answer your question. Yes. It is at MetsXMFanZone.org. Somebody just asked, where do I go to get that? It will be on the website too. Okay, so now let's go with the final score in this one. I am predicting this one for the New York Mets to win today's game 10-6. And that's the final for my opinion on tonight's game. Mets win 10-6. Take the Mets on the money line. Over and under at 8. And top selected players, I will put in this one Juan Soto, Sterling Marte, and Pete Alonso. Possible Francisco Lindor, but those are the top selected players that I would go with in tonight's matchup. So that's for everything that we have for you guys tonight. If you guys enjoyed the show, always continue to keep liking and subscribing. And if you enjoyed everything that you hear, again, we try to make it very transparent. I try not to go on script so much. I like to, explain to you why my selections are valuable and what I think that would work well. I know a lot of you guys kind of take those suggestions, which is awesome. But again, it kind of, we like to make sure that you get all of our opinions in a different perspective. So we'll stay live for another couple more minutes. We'll answer all the questions that you guys have. We tend to get a lot of love from you guys, so I think that's awesome. Keep throwing your love, keep showing your support to our channel, so that way we can continue to keep doing these each and every day. I do them every day. I mean, so how I do it is that I see all of the videos, I study all the pitching, I study every game. As far as the betting is concerned, I really don't look at that too much, but I do focus on the matchup. So I mean, if you are going to bet on games, I know a lot of people like to take my opinion and my value on each and every game. So I try to do my best, and I analyze it as much as a baseball player would. I think my baseball player instincts are still there, but yeah, you guys could definitely check out all of everything that I wrote. I do write them on my scorecards. All right, straight through on each player. How I do it, I go under each player and I give it straight down on a 5-leg or a 6-leg parlay. And then we go with the total hits, points, overs, and unders. And I kind of like strategize in each and every at bat. So, and then I look at the history between the batter and the pitcher. And I kind of go with my determination on that realm. So, we'll stay here for just a few more moments, answer some of your questions. Somebody asked, should I go with Minnesota? What was that question? Yeah, I would go with Minnesota on that series. I mean, I kind of go whatever way you want it, whatever teams you want to go with. I think uh, Texas has been playing a little bit better. I haven't really seen so much of them, but I know Chicago is playing really good. The Yankees are playing really, really good again. They're starting to heat up again. So, yeah. Yeah. So if you go onto the website at MetsXMFanZone.org, you could go and you could actually see the game cards. I do post them on there each and every day. But if you go into our latest blogs, you'll see that I put the betting and predictions, and I write it all out. So yeah, you could go on there and do it that way too. Uh, how long did I play? So I played up. I played in the minors for a year, but it wasn't. It was like 3 game. It was like 3 or 4 games, and I I destroyed my shoulder and my elbow at the same time, and I didn't play again after that. So I mean, I'm not probably in anything. I didn't even have a rookie card. That's how bad it was. Like I didn't even get a shot. But I mean, at the time they weren't even playing. They weren't even paying us. I think I did. Well, I got a little salary for a little while, and then they don't give you anything after that. But yeah, that's how I would. That's kind of how I would go with the parlays in today's game. So if you guys want to see today's game, you guys can check it out by going to MetsXMFanZone.org. Everything on our streams are on there. And today's game, Mets versus the Washington Nationals, game goes live at 1:10. I want to thank you guys for watching. Be safe, be well, and let's go Mets.